It's that time of year. No, not that time of year. I mean, yes, that time of year too, but I'm talking about a hallowed annual tradition on YouTube. The litany of videos about holiday-themed cocktails, and what should be my meaningful contribution to the pile this year. Do I recreate a drink from pop culture that's come to be associated with Christmas for some reason? Diabetes in a glass? Brilliantly recreate an existing liqueur, making you a legend among your friends? Dear viewer, I will spare you all of these fates. Instead, I'll just make a big bowl of eggnog. See, every year I attend a Christmas party hosted by my friend Dan, and every year I bring the same two drinks. A hot punch, which I'll share another time, and a big bowl of eggnog. And the way I keep myself entertained is every year I change out the booze. And this is what I made this year. I'll be throwing in some pointers to ensure the best outcome for the least effort, but to fully understand what it takes to make a truly killer bowl of eggnog, let's look at this from another angle. Start by cracking 24 eggs into your serving bowl. Now, a lot of recipes will tell you to separate the yolks from the whites, beat them separately, and recombine them later, but we're not doing that. We're making everything in one batch with a stick blender, because we're lazy. Oh, and when you make this at home, add the ingredients in the order prescribed. And if anyone watching this is eggnog woke, yes, this is based on Jeff Morganthaler's recipe. I use different booze and cut the sugar, because I'm sweet enough as it is. Plus, if it's not sweet enough, you can always add more sugar. When the eggs are a light shade of yellow like this, you're ready to add your sugar. 24 ounces. Morganthaler recommends superfine, but I don't think that's necessary. Superfine will break down faster, but it is more expensive, and I'd rather save the money and spend a little more time blending. Next up, add your booze, starting with rum. I'm using Golden Devil Navy style, and since this bottle holds a little over 25 ounces and we'll need 24, there's just enough to pour ourselves a little treat. Golden Devil Navy style is a blend of rums from Guyana and Jamaica, and it clocks in at 57% ABV. It is, unfortunately, only available at K&L in California. If you want to approximate the flavor, try mixing equal parts Hamilton Demerara 86 with Smith & Cross. Or maybe just use Smith & Cross. I never get tired of that stuff. Another pro tip, put the booze in the freezer for about an hour before you make this. Next, add 30 ounces of Amontillado sherry. You can also use Oloroso or Palo Cortado, but I wouldn't use a Fino or a PX. And whatever you do, do not use cooking sherry. If you do, you will shame the name of Jerry Thomas and be banished to the hell of only drinking dollar margaritas from Applebee's. And remember when I said to add the ingredients in this order? Adding the booze now will basically chemically cook the eggs. There is an inherent danger anywhere raw eggs are used, and this minimizes the risk. If you're still worried, know that I've done this many times and have never gotten myself or anyone else sick, and that includes drinking eggnog that's over a year old. That's right, if you didn't already know, eggnog keeps. In fact, hold on a second. This is an eggnog I made with mezcal and sherry that's about 8 years old, and it still tastes incredible. In fact, it gets better every year. Age adds complexity and nuttiness and makes the case for leaving a bottle of fresh nog in the fridge for next year. Just label and date it so you know what you're drinking. Alright, back to the task at hand. Next, whole milk. Can you use low or non-fat? I suppose, but it won't have the same mouthfeel or taste as good as full fat. Besides, you made it to the end of this crazy year. Treat yourself. Yeah, the last 3 years have been crazy, but thankfully 2024 is sure to be totally normal, right? Milk, 72 ounces. Next comes the question about milk alternatives. I have made nog with almond, cashew, and coconut milk, but haven't triangulated on a recipe good enough to share. Besides, the brand deal with Big Dairy will never happen if I make nog with oat milk. You hear that, Big Dairy? I'm yours for a price. Last is heavy cream, 48 ounces, or 3 of these little pint containers. And this is turning into one big bowl of eggnog. Drop a hashtag BAB in the comments if you're going to make this. Or don't. Last is bottling it and sticking it in the fridge. And of course you don't have to make a batch this big. Check the description for measurements of smaller batches, including a single serving. And whatever you do, don't forget the nutmeg. Oh man, this tastes so good. If you make this, leave a comment and let me know what you think. And have a great holiday season. Cheers.